Thanks for joining us for another Tantrum House crowdfunding conniption. Today we're taking a look at the new game Observatory from 25th Century Games that's coming to Kickstarter soon.
As always, we want to make sure that you're aware that our crowdfunded videos are sponsored in part by our own Kickstarter backers, as well as by the creators of this game. Hey gang, thanks for joining us at Tantrum House Studio 3. I'm Will Meadows.
And I'm Sara Meadows. Today we're checking out the prototype of the game Observatory, which is from designer Chris Williams and art from Snow Conrad. Observatory is a roll and write game for 1 to 5 players that takes about 30 to 45 minutes to play.
In this game, you'll be charting the stars as you complete constellations. Let's take a look at how it's played.
To set up the game, you'll give each player a map, pencil, and deal 3 of each type of star cards.
Players will choose 4 total cards, and then you're ready to begin.
On your turn, you'll roll all of the dice. Everyone will use 2 of the 3 dice to plot 1 star on their map using the coordinates.
So here, a 4 and a 5 will allow a player to mark 1 space from any of these options.
The other die will be used to mark a research space at the bottom of the sheet.
And the active player, the one who rolled the dice, will use the shooting star die to mark any 1 space along that number's row or column.
To complete a constellation, players must have all of the stars in the correct placement, although it may be rotated.
They will draw in the matching lines, and these constellation lines may not cross any other constellations.
At the end of the turn, any players who have completed constellations will draft new ones in turn order.
Once a player has filled 3 spaces on a research track, they can unlock a free star or a research point to be used at any time.
Once all 5 spaces are filled, they get the bonus ability, like gaining 4 bonus stars or gaining the ability to add or minus 1 from the value of a die.
Once all players have taken a turn, the round marker moves and play continues around and around until the final round, when points are tallied and the player with the most points wins. In Observatory, players will be attempting to cram in as many constellations as they can into their star chart. You're trying to do it in a nice, tidy manner where everything doesn't overlap with each other. And so you're going to be attempting to draft cards that can fit in the space and not overlap. However, some of the constellations are going to be worth more points than others, and so you have to balance, can I fit it? Can I get the points? Which ones do I take? How am I going to build out this constellation? We've given you the rundown of the rules. Sarah, give us some of the additional fine-tuned things that we didn't mention.
For example, if you notice on the coordinates on the chart at the top, it's 2 through 6. So if you roll a 1 in the game, it is a wild. You can use it however you'd like. And if you'd like to use that 1 as your research, and instead at the bottom, it is also available to be used however you'd like. So 1s are wild. One of those research tracks does give you the ability to name another number in the game as a wild as well. So you might have the possibility to have 2 numbers as wild in the game.
Right, so you are going to be trying to balance, again, between dedicating your die pips to, do I unlock future things that give me additional powers? Do I want those extra 4 random star bonuses that I can put wherever I want? Or do I need to actually just fill them in and finish these constellations and score points that way? As I mentioned, the different constellations do have different points on them. They also have, some of them will have different additional bonuses that you can take, so you may be able to get that research check mark after completing a constellation, which is nice. So you're going to be looking for those as you're dealing out of the game.
Another way to score some of those constellation cards is some of them are actually asterisms. So if you're not familiar what an asterism is, it's an unofficial constellation. So it's something that's still recognized, but it may have a name, it may not have a name, but it's usually just 2 or 3 stars. So they're really easy to complete. However, they won't give you any points. On the card, there is a sliding track, so the more that you get of the asterisms, the more points you'll be able to get, as there's a chart for scoring those at the end of the game.
So you'll be tracking the number of rounds you play based on your player count. The game plays up to 5.
Yep.
Now we are looking at a prototype of the game. This will be part of a Kickstarter that features a couple different games, so you're going to check that campaign out to learn more. And as always, thank you guys so much for tuning in, following along, liking all of our videos here at Tantrum.